Alright, nothing too special this week, just the Messiah support cards in the Stride deck set, so let's begin. But first, cards for the last few days, which is just the Dogovan stuff, in which we got Vanguard support, which the first card will be Blue Deathstar Lake Gatania. Grade 2, taking power and skills. Count Rearguard during turn. If your Vanguard is Vanguarda, this unit gets 5k power. And then if you put a strategy card in your order zone to soul this turn, it gets another 5k. So basically, this is just a big beater for your Vanguarda deck. It's an okay card to run if you need it. I mean, being a big beater isn't too bad, just not sure we have the space for it and there might be other better cards. But the next one, Blue Deathstar Hanada Hathaway, which is a grade 1 with 8k power, the skill is auto, when placed on rearguard, if your Vanguard is Blue Deathstar, costs, you can counterblast 1 to draw a card. I mean, you probably won't be using this skill too often, but drawing a card can be helpful. But the second skill is where it matters, because it's auto rearguard. When this card boosts, you put a strategy card to your order zone this turn, this card goes plus 2k power until the end of the battle, and if this unit was in the center back row, countercharge 1. So basically, if this card boosts your Vanguard itself, it's a 10k booster along with a countercharge. But other than that, it's basically a 10k booster, which is actually not too bad. But behind your Vanguard is where it matters the most. And now to the Tuesday stream. So first off, we're going to start off with the Messiah support in the Stride deck set. The first card being Astrolube Dragon. It's a grade 3 with 13 power, and the skill is Count Rearguard Generation Break 2, aka having 2 face-up cards of the G-Zone face-up. Just remember this Generation Break stuff if you're not familiar with it. But anyway, during your turn, if any player has a locked card, this card goes 10k power, 23k beater in Messiah. That's pretty easy. But the second skill is auto, when discarded from hand for a stride cost, draw a card. So basically this is Messiah's version of Balif, but for some reason they don't make an encounter card version of some other units for Messiah, even though there are some rememberable enough units. But okay. Next, we go to her Big Claw. Yes, that's literally its name, her Big Claw. It's a grade 1 8k power and the skill is Count Guardian. If your Vanguard is Messiah, shield plus 5k. I mean, okay, defensive fodder here, but it has a second skill where it's actually pretty useful. Count Rearguard. When your other unit is unlocked, you may put this to soul. This definitely can help because Alter Ego Messiah is going to be soul blasting to draw cards when your opponent's Rearguards is unlocked, and you might have other soul blasting skills by chance as well. Next, User Clean. Grade 2 10k power and skills. Count Rearguard during your turn. If there's a locked card, this card gives us 5k power. Okay, 15k beater, why not? And that's an easy condition for Messiah. But anyway, second skill, auto rearguard. At the end of battle of this unit attack, if you have an Alter Ego Messiah crest, cost, retire this unit, like our top 3 cards of deck, choose one unit card from among them that is grade less than or equal to your Vanguard, put it to an open rearguard as a locked card. Put the rest of the bottom of the deck in any order. Well, that is guaranteed to happen with the open rearguard since this is going to retire itself, but it's basically just more combo extension because obviously it gives you another lock card on the field, which will give you another attack. Too bad it's Alter Ego Messiah crest, so unfortunately it's not going to be really playable in premium, but overall not a bad card. And then we go to Destiny Dealer, which is a grade 1 8k power. It has the Stride Father skill, basically counts as grade 3 if you're performing a stride. But the second skill, which is basically the same as Steam Breath Dragon, where act, hand, if you have an Alter Ego Messiah crest, cost this card, discard, search your deck or drop zone for 1 Messiah grade 3, reveal it and put it to your hand. If you search your deck, of course shuffle it. Basic Stride Fodder, an encounter version of the Stride Fodder, letting you to recycle or search for another copy of your main grade 3, so you could perform another stride of it if Excellent Messiah is how I think the stride cost is going to be. Finally, Sacrifice Messiah, which is a grade 1 weight, keep power in the skills. Auto, Rearguard, Generation Break 1. At the end of battle, this unit boosts. If your Vanguard is Messiah, cost lock this unit. Choose one of your Vanguards and it gets plus 5k power until the end of turn. Then you have no face cards in the damage zone, countercharge 1. Kinda unfortunate this is not like the original where you could continuously spam block itself to countercharge, and of course the limited amount of countercharging you can do kinda sucks, but I get why. Overall you just have to play it because more locks means more plays, and this is a booster lock, so meaning you're going to get another boosted attack, and the countercharge is obviously really good. And then for the Bang Dream collab for set 10, we got a bunch of critical triggers. Honestly, I don't really care about the collabs, but I'm glad that they actually all have no nations here. They're all crits, so meaning that you could just play in any deck you want. And we do have to remember that the max number of a certain trigger type we could play in Overdress Standard is 8. So no maxing out your crits with 16. And I think they handled this pretty well since you could just play this in any deck and it's not limited to one certain deck basically. And then for the history collection, here are more reprints, and the type type of reprints that we're going to get. And we are getting promo reprints, G-Guard reprints, original units with the stride skills. This will make sense later. And that is nice to see. Of course, the VR is still the big one. Along with the next thing, like we said before, the old critical triggers will be errated with 10k power and 15k shield. You know, the one where its specific archetype put the soul draw a card. But the stride units are also going to be updated, with now the new stride skills being all revealed. And we got one revealed right now, that being Shrouded Divine Knight Godblade, which is of course regular G unit. It has the generic stride stats, but also has this new skill, which all the attack hit G units from the original lineup will have this type of skill, which is Act G Zone. If your grade 3 Vanguard is this specific grade 3, for Godblade's case it's Blue Sky Knight Ultmao, and you did not get Imaginary Force this fight, obviously the other clans will have the different specific name unit along with the specific name gift marker. But anyway, its cost is choose one or more sum of grade 3 or graders from your hand and discard them and stride this on top of the Vanguard from face down. Then cost, turn a card with the same name as this unit from your G-Zone face up and get 2 imaginary gift force. So basically you're sacrificing your V version for the original version from G. Not only that, you can straight up stride this card when your opponent's still at grade 2, so that's also an important thing. I'm not entirely sure what to feel about this yet, especially when you can still stride while your opponent's at grade 2, especially with the second skill where Count Vanguard, you can activate this original attack hit effect even if the attack did not hit, in which the attack hit effect is auto Vanguard. When this card attack hits the Vanguard, search your deck for one grade 2 or greater card and call it to regard and shuffle your deck. This is Godblade, but like I said, all the attack hit original G units are going to have this same skill. Luckily, it's the attack hit unit, so they're not going to be too OP, but I'm just still not too sure about feeling about striding while your opponent's at grade 2 and still getting 2 imaginary gifts. But I do like the idea where you had to sacrifice the V version for this. Lock to a specific Vanguard, I don't think is completely too necessary, but who knows how things are going to run. And like I said before, all the attack hit original G units are going to have this same application, and here's the whole list. And finally next week we got Exilix Messiah. Looking forward to it. Stride cost is probably going to be the same as next stage for Encounter. So that's it for these reveals. What do you guys think about the new Messiah cards along with the History Collection stuff? Messiah cards is just Messiah cards, they're just going to be played regardless because it's in the Stride deck set. Very likely that you're not going to have much other good stuff, especially because this is a non-set order Grant Gate deck, the first one by the way. History Collection, not entirely sure what to feel about it, but I do like the new critical trigger errata. The G unit wise, I'm not entirely sure, but it is errata in a way. I do like the idea of sacrificing your V version for the original though. At least it plays more with older stuff. But anyway, that's it for this, and see you all next time.